Oh, we are back on the Morning Brew with friends. And our friend Jess Danielle, who's quickly becoming a regular on this show. And you are joined by Evan King and Liz Brown this morning. And what is AIGA New Mexico, first of all?
Well, AIGA is a national organization. AIGA is the Professional Association for Design. There are 70 chapters in the U.S., and New Mexico is one of the smaller ones. But we have been around since 2002, and we've got a pretty strong membership.
That sounds good. You guys are launching CreateAthon, which sounds like so much fun. Just a little bit about that.
Yes, well, Liz Brown has been our lead on this program, so I'll let her talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we're really excited to share about this event. It's a 24-hour creative marathon where community volunteers come together to provide free creative and tech services to local nonprofits.
And when we're saying creative, you mean like advertising creative?
The whole spectrum, so writers, editors, designers, programmers, illustrators, animators, any sort of creative thinking professionals, whether you're creating with code, words, type, and color palettes.
I love it. And that's how you fit into this, right, Evan?
Yeah. So I work with Code4ABQ, which is a local brigade, a part of the Code for America network.
Right.
And what we do is basically organize developers and designers in the community around utilizing government data sets to write apps and services that make government services easier to use.
I think you guys did one of my favorite apps, which is the dog park app.
I haven't used it.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, the dog park app is the coolest because it tells you like what dog parks are open and which ones have water.
Okay, yeah.
That's like like any dog owner knows when you need to find a dog park, you need the one with running water.
Yeah.
And that way you don't have to bring your own bottle of water for your dog. So like it's apps
It's
like that.
definitely
The bus,
things like that, yeah.
The bus app, I think a lot of us use. Came out of you guys.
Yeah. So we're also working with a brigade out of Boulder who's developing an app that provides information on trails.
Oh.
So there's actually a particular...
Is it hiking trails? And
Yeah. So they have one that's developed only for their city. So we're working on expanding it so that it can be used pretty much anywhere. So you can, put this app on your phone in any city in the country and get information on hiking trails in that area. But as far as CreateAthon is concerned, we actually realized we were planning on organizing an event for what's called the National Day of Civic Hacking, which is a Code for America sort of thing.
And when we say hacking, just for those that don't know, at the 7 a.m. time frame, hacking isn't necessarily the guys who are going in and breaking into computer systems. Hacking, how we think about it now, is creating something that's better than.
Exactly. So it's not like the guy sitting in front of the computer with the ones and zeros flying in front of him.
Right. You're not in the Matrix.
Exactly. No, it's more a matter of, exactly like you said, trying to make things better. So.
Right.
By working with open data, we hack it, so to speak, to use it in creative ways. And it's really, in the end, for the benefit of the community. So our partnership with AIGA and CreateAthon is really just centered around bringing the development community kind of in partnership with the design community to create something that helps the greater community.
Making a right brain, left brain all day long thing.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's very cool. So when is it? And like, do we have to be there at 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. or how does this work?
Not quite 6 a.m., but 10 a.m., and it is a 24-hour, all-night thing.
So you've got to be there like all day, all night.
Yes.
That's going to be hard.
There'll be some naps involved.
Okay,
probably.
naps and coffee
Yeah,
and Red Bull.
lots of caffeine.
Sounds like the morning brew.
So it'll be June 6th, and there are 2 dates that people need to remember about whether or not they want to apply. So we have a date on the 24th is the last date that nonprofits can apply for our services.
The 24th of April.
Yes.
And this,
So
we
this
need to
Friday.
talk about this too. This is pretty cool. It's a free event for nonprofits who need these kinds of services. And
Right.
if you were with a nonprofit, you can sign up and basically it's kind of a, I don't know, would grant be the right word?
Sort of. So the nonprofit will apply. There's a form online that you can go to on CreateAthonnm.org, and they list a bunch of things like, are they actually a 501c3? Are they in New Mexico? They tell us a little bit about what they do for the community and kind of why we should be supporting them.
What their mission is. And
Right, and what services they need us to provide for them, whether it's a website or maybe it's an app or maybe it's a new branding system or whatnot. And then we also have participants, people like myself and Evan and Liz, who also apply on a different form that lists our services that we can provide to those nonprofits.
So if I know a hacker who wants to get in on this, can I just say, hey, go to your site and you can sign
Yes.
up and become one? Or if I know a designer or an artist or a writer or somebody who wants to be part of it,
Yes,
they
absolutely.
can be a part of it just as much as a nonprofit can be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're asking that participants sign up by May 1st because after that, then we're going to put together teams. So for every 4 to 5 people that sign up, we can add one more nonprofit to the list of nonprofits we help. And we're going to try to make the teams even as far as skill sets. You don't have a team just all of developers or all of writers. So you've got like a designer, developer, writer, strategist all together to help out the nonprofit with their needs.
Sounds like a plan. So how many people do you have signed up already?
About 25
Of participants.
of
And then-
participants, and then we have 8 nonprofits.
So
So that's actually pretty
you're
good.
pretty
for,
even right now.
Yeah,
But
so
you
that's
could,
pretty
you could
good
up
for our
those
first
numbers
year.
pretty quickly, though,
Lots
right?
of room to grow.
And this is at one of my favorite spots, which is the South Valley Economic Development Center.
Yes.
And so you're just going to be taking that place over for 24 hours?
Yes,
Yes.
well, the RGCDC graciously gave us this venue to use for the entire 24 hours.
Very cool. Is that long enough to create some of this stuff? I mean, I know hackers, you guys can work fast. Is this the kind of thing that is 24 hours enough time for you guys to
would
make a
say
new
so.
website or make an app?
So an interesting thing that we've been trying to figure out is exactly how we can scale these projects in a way that they can be completed in 24 hours. Now, the cool thing about this is it actually is an opportunity not just to volunteer your time during these 24 hours, to work on a project, but if you find that you've created something for a nonprofit that perhaps needs maintenance after that time period or continued development or design work,
Right.
there's definitely an opportunity there to, maybe in a freelance way or some other way, maybe, build that relationship so that you can actually, maybe get a contract or something that goes into the future.
That sounds like a plan. We've got about a minute left. Can you tell us a little bit about Code for America and how you ended up working with them and Code for ABQ?
Yeah, of course. So there was 3 gentlemen that were out here a couple months ago for a month, and they're called Code for America Fellows.
Right.
So their role in the community was to come out here and talk to as many people as possible and kind of involve themselves in as many of these sort of ecosystems that seem to orbit the startup community and then the nonprofit community and then
The coding community.
pretty much everybody. And so they identified a need in our community for people to sort of come together and work on these projects together. So a couple of different people have come out of their meetings and gotten together to try and form this brigade. So what we're trying to do basically is it's a volunteer opportunity for people to develop things that help their community.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. So where do people go to sign up again?
CreateAthonNM.org.
And you can go there if you are a hacker, a creative, or whatever, or the nonprofit.
Yes,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Right on. And when is the event?
June 6th to 7th.
You need us to bring you some coffee.
Yes.
We'll be back in a couple of seconds with our friends from Plug Solar and Gene Bernstein in just a couple of seconds on the Morning Brew with Brett.